presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
This is awesome. Come on, parlez-vous. We're going over to Paris. What's happening?
Hey, Tom, it's Adam from Paris. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Adam, yourself?
That's good. Long time no talk. I appreciate everything you've done for me and my family over the years. So,
well, we appreciate you growling problem with us.
Yeah, sir. I've done gold reports and all the softwares and all your books and read it. Generational thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. Happy Tuesday to everyone. I hope you all have been having a fantastic day. Let's take a look right now. SPY trading up about 0.07% at 574.45 cents. You get the composite trading up 0.27% at 18,237. Dow Jones Industrial trading down 0.12% at 42,530. With the dollar trading off about 0.16% at 104.15. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning with Tommy O'Brien for the morning market kickoff. He's going to be joined by Teddy Keckstadt. Teddy, of course, is the author of the Tiger Forex Report. Anyways, I'm sure they're going to be speaking a lot about that. Additionally to some of the issues that the U.S. might have, adding back to their natural gas, storage, and then crude oil. I mean, this is such a weird environment. There's a lot of stuff that suggests that there's going to be far too much supply, but you're hovering around pretty long-term lows right now, and then you keep getting wrenches thrown into any play like that, with Trump obviously really doubling down on Iran. Of course, you have some news of the potential to bomb Yemen, which of course is backed by Iran, at least the Houthi rebels are. And then additionally, tariffing anyone that buys Venezuelan oil. Gold contract trading up 0.29% at 3,024. Really want to get into some junior miners here. They're already starting to take off just a little bit. I just want to make sure I pick the right ones, of course. We have copper trading up 2.3%. I mean, man, what a fantastic movement for this commodity. I mean, even taking a look at Southern Copper and just the movement in this equity from its lows, right? I mean, and unfortunately, you had such a traversal to the downside, right? And then you get this bottom of 84.33, and we've moved up. I mean, this was just the beginning of this month. I mean, this was 20 days ago. So quite fantastic movement for copper. Again, I mean, that metal will be used in absolutely everything as we digitalize even further, right? And as AI kind of rolls out, now there's some interesting news with AI coming from the CEO of Alibaba. He says there might be a bubble. Now, of course, there might be reasons for him to say something like that, but it hasn't. Those comments didn't really affect everything, I think, in a major way. Things like Nebius, I'm a little bit interested on. I did take a little bit off that table. That has a lot to do with me wanting to be more in cash than anything. But of course, it gets targeted for these downdrafts quite a bit as well. So I did take some off the table. Nebius, I'm still in it with quite a few shares. Let's see, what else are we looking at today? We have silver trading up 2.17%. One equity I do want to look at with copper, we'll go back to it, is McEwen. Tom O'Brien always had this equity in a part of his gold report, right? So if you're not familiar with gold report, strongly recommend checking that out, but he would have this watch list, right? McEwen had been on that for quite a while. I'm not sure if it still is. Point being, you gotta have to find out yourself. Point being is it always was kind of like a dogged equity rather. It was having issues. Of course, you went through this reverse split. It's trading at $8. That's because the thing was trading at 80 cents. And it just always had some problems. It's up 3.54% today. You have some pretty intense price targets for McEwen. Again, don't listen to those all the time. Maybe you can use it as a sentiment gauge, but do your own research on it. But it's an interesting one, at least because you have a lot of copper exposure with that. Of course, Goro is another one we've been looking at regarding gold. And then we take a look at MP as well, and that's doing quite well today, trading up about 3%. Up 2.19% at $27. Still like it very interesting. Another equity I was looking at today was Aspen. I find that very Oh, what is the Signal? Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, the Signal app. We're looking at Aspen as well. Now, I'm not going to have too much time to go over my equities today because we are joined by some guests, which we're going to go into the first one here. But this is interesting. It's had a massive, massive decline. These guys do aerogels, which is basically like insulation, very porous insulation. They've figured out a way to make it not brittle. Very interesting. They're partnered with GM. They're partnered with Honda as well, and they use those in the batteries. But you've had some pretty intense sell-off in this equity for quite a while. We're going to try to find out if this is too low. So let's stop the yapping here. Let's go over to TFNN.com because it is a Tuesday, and every Tuesday we are joined by Basil Chapman. Basil is the author of the Opening Call newsletter. Man, we love having Basil Chapman on. His analysis is fantastic. You've got to check out the Opening Call newsletter. Of course, when you do that, you get access to his 90-minute live webinars that are just for subscribers. Additionally, he has a fantastic long-form video at the end of every week. It really feels like you're getting, the attention that you want when you're buying a letter like this. Basil, how are you doing? Basil?
Hello, I'm
Hello.
Here. Hello.
How you doing, Basil?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fantastic. How you doing?
Okay, good. It's like the ad. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Looking at some Dow action, huh?
Yeah, so I will show this. This is the Dow chart on the left. That's the daily chart, the Dow chart weekly in the middle, and the Dow chart monthly. Now we've got just a few days to go. Monday will be the end of the month of March. And I'm watching this particular candle. I'll talk about it tomorrow on my show, the Tiger Technicians Hour, and as we go into Friday and Monday, because as it stands, if we were to close here, I'd call this a Chapman wave, a red Chapman wave Roman candle near the high. You've got to be careful of that. But so far, it's not the end of the month, so I'm going to wait. If you look at the weekly chart, it held this beautiful support. I call this Chapman wave inside track propellant zone when it's on the way down, and on the way up where it was resistance. It's a resistance zone, and we've had a that we've actually rallied since Friday morning. This is what, 3 sessions, 2,000 points. So that's well, no, I should say that. So from the 13th, we've rallied 2,000 points. From Friday morning at that low, we've rallied quite a bit as well. And so you can understand if we had to give back 100 points today, 150 points, that's just not a big deal in a move like this. But What is a big deal for me, and we are along this, I want to see the pink 9-period moving average turn green as it goes over the 14-period moving average. And to do that, you're going to have to see at least another 600-700 points to the upside. So I always have two things in mind. One is there's going up, and the other is going down. On the way up, there's this V-shaped pattern, and I've made it more like a cup so that you can see it better. And you're making higher highs and higher lows. You've gone to a leg C already from the low that was made on the 13th at 40,661. But I would have preferred if this leg C today, I said on Friday that I'm expecting, especially on Thursday, I wasn't here Friday, but I did my hour-long video for subscribers.
Basil, please stay right there. We need this analysis. Folks, we'll be right back with Basil Chapman.
I'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, everybody. We are joined right now by Basil Chapman. That is the author of the Opening Call newsletter. Additionally, he has a Tiger Technicians Hour on 10 a.m. Eastern Time every day the market is open right on TFNN. Basil, before we went to the break, we were looking at some Dow charts. What are you kind of looking at with it?
So I just wanted to mention that in my work, I always look for the lowest low bar and see if I can get a buy signal at that point, at least a turnaround to the upside. Okay. And then if it starts making a peak A and then a peak B, I analyze the technicals to see whether or not there's a buy signal triggered. If the buy signal is in place and then it takes out, usually if it takes out leg B, I say there's a good chance that we're going to go to at least 4 higher peaks. Peak C is the third, peak D is the fourth, and then anything can happen. It can continue high, but the objective in the Chapman wave is to get from a buy signal to a buy mode to at least that D. Well, look at this. We've got the Dow in leg C, and that's very important because I said on Thursday night that if we were to get a turnaround in the market, I don't want to go too much into it now. I've gone through it. I'll go through it again in my show, in the 10 o'clock show. This is what I was using. Oops, let me just go to this INDU. This technique here, where I look for internal low and residual low or internal high and residual. It's like an earthquake, and then the aftershock could be either the same or greater or less. And in this case, we've only had the internal low, and that matches what we did back in August of 2024. So I'm watching very closely to see if that 9-period moving average, the pink 9-period moving average, can cross green. That would give us even more to the upside. So I am anticipating there's going to be some kind of an arching over at some point, and that's going to be the big test. As I was saying before, I like to put in the pattern for the upside, and the downside would be if we start to fail here and the Dow, as I say, down 55 points right now after 2,000 points up. That's nothing. But if the Dow starts to break 42,300 in the next day or two, I'm going to be watching that very closely. And then I mentioned to you that we had gone back into had Robinhood, and that I like the pattern. I think it really it covers a lot of what's going on in the general market in different areas, and the public being in the market in much greater proportions than there had been before. And I think we can see that here. So we've had Robinhood since the 16s, way back August, I believe it was. As it was getting close to the 60s, we took bits off. We've kept a core position, and then we added to that the other day, and it's done very nicely and still holding. And there's that leg C. And in this case, the stochastic's at 65. I like the stochastic to be at 80% when I get a buy mode upgrade. It isn't there yet, but this is a very nice bounce. And then I also spoke to you about gold, that we've been long gold for quite some time via the physical gold, PHYS is the symbol, and that we had made a peak C, and there's no other way I can count it. And somehow or other, that the gold should squeak at least to a slightly higher high above in the continuous contract, above 3,065.2. If it goes to 0.3, that starts a leg D. And at that point, I think we'll start to see a little bit more of a consolidation. But so far, gold has been, look at this. This is the weekly chart, leg D, monthly chart, leg D. And all the technicals, look, the 9 period is over the 14 in the weekly. The MACD is strong. The stochastic's at 87%. The blue line, the on-balance volume is good. So far, this is holding very, very well. And I also like, for subscribers, I like to get in at all different price levels, because you have people who have different, portfolio. Of course. There's a limit to their portfolio. So I have single-digit stocks as well. Some of the ones that we've got, we use them as a kind of a proxy if the sector is doing well, and if the core, the leaders in the sector are doing well. So we have a silver stock, and it's starting to do much better now. It's doing quite nicely. It's actually in a very nice percentage gain for us. But you can see that silver's playing catch up. I'm not sure how long it can go for, but that's also at a peak C. There should be a higher high above in silver. This is the silver contract above 35. Round number 35. Back on the 18th of March. I always look at those round numbers. So if we can go just above that to 35.01, that starts leg D. But I have a target of 35.79 in the cup formation in silver, and that was the high that was way back in October. I believe it is October, the week of the 25th, where it went to 35.79. So this is the way I like to look at the market, sector by sector. We also went back into ARKK. We had really nice gains a couple of times in ARK Innovation, and it's starting to improve, but it's a work in progress. I'm going to tighten the stop, but this ARK also in leg C. I have this left side, right side price time match, which says if it can keep rallying by the 31st of March, that's Monday, it should try to hit the 57.14 level. That's quite a way to go. Right now it's at 53.70. So I just wanted to give a little overview of the type of thing that I do. And at the same time, this is a critical, I said to subscribers, we should rally into Wednesday if everything works out. But you can see by this INDU, you can see by the power of this move in the Dow, making higher highs and higher lows and spending just a day before it goes to a higher high. This is very important, but the stochastic at 55, that's the one disappointment. I needed to get to 80%. So over the next few days, if it can get to 80% with a rising market, that's important. But if the Dow slides below, I'd say 42,300 in the next day or two, I got to watch it closely that it doesn't arch over. That's the pattern that I call the H formation.
Yeah, fantastic. You know, I read Opening Call as well, and I hear what you're saying with some of the equities you picked, guys. This is a fantastic time to get into the Opening Call. Basil, additionally, I want to say, I mean, a great re-entry, or, kind of maybe a relook at Hood as well. This has been exceptionally strong after making its low around March 10th. I mean, these guys are expanding. We even talked about the fundamentals on a moment for it. These guys are expanding into the sports betting. They're expanding into basically binary contracts, right? Like prediction markets, which are gaining a ton of steam in things like Kalshi and so on, Polymarket. And so Robinhood really becoming this almost like one-stop shop for this newer way that I would say younger people kind of look at finance, right? Obviously, options are huge with it. I know a bunch of people getting into Hood just starting to make accounts right now because of everything going on in the market. And then, of course, with the prediction markets, I mean, they're capitalizing on these kind of these trending, let's say, markets, I guess. It's been very impressive. That
since the very beginning, but they did hit, I always look at round numbers, an 85 round number all-time high 2 months after the IPO August of 2021. Then they had a little bit of a drop down to $6.81 in June of 2022.
I know.
So this has been a very long slog. But what's really important is I think they test markets and then they go into them.
Yes.
So you can actually see that in the chart. It's not like a biotech where you get a big spike up and then a monthly candle, then the monthly candle closes at the low. This is different. It keeps building strength. So this is what I would say, that if Robinhood at any point on a weekly basis can close about 59, that's halfway into this long wick from last week, that would say there's a really good chance that it's going to retest the 66.91 high of the week of the 10th of Feb. But at this point, there's a lot of work to be done. That was a pretty serious pullback. But I like what's going on right now.
Basil, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m.
Thank you very much, Jacob. Have a good evening.
You too now. Folks, now is a great time to get the opening call newsletter. Check it out. You can do so at TFNN.com. Go to the newsletters tab. You can stay right there. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs? Trade wars? Analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento for the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are March 14th and 28th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tom O'Brien Show is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. A little bit later, I want to take a look at Oklo. They did have earnings, and it was not as fantastic as maybe people had been anticipating. We've been looking at this. This is one that really, makes me feel sad, right? Because we wanted to buy those puts for it. Was something around $40, $45. We had a price target of about $30. And I mean, it just plummeted past that. We're still trading below it right now. You're off 8.83%. Of course, we're going to look deeper into this equity at some point. Does it make sense? And you know me, I mean, I am very bullish long-term on uranium and even SMR, small modular reactor designers and developers. So I think this warrants a closer look, but you are trading off about 8.57% right now. BYD knocks it out of the park with about $100 billion in revenue. You're trading off 5.07% right now, but a very, very strong movement for BYD. Of course, you had some data as well. We're taking a look at Tesla. Very interesting movement right at the end of the day here. Again, a lot of this is all retail investors, at least it was yesterday. You had a major sell-off right here. Not much except a slow trickle to the upside, and we've been seeing some action. At the end of the day, you're actually up 2.25% right now as it stands. There is some data coming out for them that they're still off year over year, but February sales were markedly better than July sales. Of course, I believe this is very early, in the year right now. I think to come up with a full year look at Tesla. I think there's a lot of things we have to kind of normalize, right? Of course, naturally, you had the new Model Y that was coming out, so that could contribute to less sales. What I've been seeing a lot of people saying, it's like, well, they stopped producing the Model Y, so that's why the sales were lower. That's not, they did stop producing the legacy version, but they still had plenty that they were selling, right? And I think you're seeing a lot of this empathy purchasing in February of stuff along those lines. We're going to talk about that further in depth, but as it stands now, you're up 2.31%. What we were kind of looking at with Tesla is you're just getting right back to the top of that breakout, and we'll see if we can kind of, if we close above this level on some decent volume, that could suggest we have some nice movement to the upside. If it rejects this level, we come back down. I mean, you can go right back down to those lows of 217. So we'll talk about all of this on that same vein. Lucid off about 2.02%. I wonder how Rivian is doing today. Up 0.29%. Yeah, how about that? Okay, so it is Tuesday, and you know what that means. In the second half of the show, we are joined by Tim Ord. Tim is the author of the Ord Oracle. You can go visit his website at ord-oracle.com. Check out his newsletter. Check out his book. Additionally, you can go to TFNN.com. Go over to the services tab. We have 2 webinars from Tim Ord. That is The Secret Science of Market Tops and 6 Secret Ratios Every Trader Should Know. If you are a tech trader, if you're just starting out, even for both seasoned and just starting out in technical analysis, check out these webinars. They are fantastic. Tim, how are you doing? We miss you the past 2 sessions.
Yeah, it's snowstorm here in the Midwest, so power is knocked out from Wednesday all the way into Saturday at 10 o'clock. So it was a mess. But.
Well, we definitely have some solidarity being in Florida with the hurricanes. So I'm glad you were able to get back online. So
yeah, we're back in business. So let's take a look at some charts here.
Yeah.
The first chart is the American Association Individual Investors Bull-Bear Ratio. And if you know, this chart only goes back to like 2018. My report, I took it back all the way to 2009. And there's like a 90%, actually probably even higher than that, probably close to 95% chance when this ratio gets below 0.4. We're at 0.37. I think the low is like 0.32. We're probably at a bottom. I think the worst case scenario now is just a test of the recent lows. And normally when this ratio gets this low, there's a lot of bearish sentiment, and bearish sentiment only comes at bottom. So
sure.
This is a good sign that we're at least we're starting to base. At best, we're starting an intermittent term rally. And we'll look at it as it goes forward here. But last week, I think my next chart, we'll flip to the next chart here. This chart is the weekly SPX. It goes back to 2022. And normally when the weeklies get below the lower Bollinger Band, which it did last week and actually the week before, actually got 100% below the Bollinger Band. That's including the open and close. Those are buy signals, intermediate term. They're usually not short-term buy signals. They're at least multi-week. And sometimes they can be multi-month. The one we're kind of looking at right now, we did close below the Bollinger Band. That's a couple of weeks ago. And also I do the weekly VIX in the same way. If it gets above the Bollinger Band the same time as the SPX gets below the lower Bollinger Band, it adds to the strength of the signal. And I circled the last time that combination happened, and that came in 2023 of October at that low right here. So we got a close below the lower Bollinger Band, and the VIX closed above the lower or the upper Bollinger Band. So that's kind of a double signal there. And both of them work well, but you combine them, it actually adds power to the signal. So I think the bottom's in. Worst case scenario is the test of be 2 weeks ago low, and actually starting to look like that probably won't happen. We're probably off and running right now, and also seasonality's turned bullish here all the way until mid-April. So I think trends up. Here's another view. This goes back to 2021. Previous times when you close below the lower Bollinger Band, you get at least bounces. A lot of times you get back to the mid Bollinger Band. Usually at a minimum, mid Bollinger Band comes in around 595 range. You can see it over here, approximately that 590 right now. So probably head in that vicinity. Maybe we'll do better. Don't know. Here's what needs to happen, or actually I like to see it happen, which is the WAG breadth thrust indicator. Basically, it's a 10-day, or it's NYSE advanced issues over NYSE total issues, 10-day average of that. Needs to get below 0.4. Did hit 0.4 on March 13th, and needs to rally up to 0.6 by Thursday. Okay. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but today's Tuesday. We got a couple more days if we get a sign of strength here. So what you need after a bottom, you need a sign of strength, and I was hoping that's what's going to happen here. Not sure it'll happen, so we'll have to wait and see.
Well, thankfully you'll be on Thursday, Tim. Looking forward to seeing if we get to there, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Tim,
it would be.
Please stay right there, folks. We'll be right back with Tim Ord right after the break.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien. Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. We're joined right now by Tim Ord of the Ord Oracle. You can go check out his website at ord-oracle.com. Tim, it looks like you're taking a look at some gold charts. I also want to say as well, an equity that you brought up, Goro, is doing quite well.
Yeah, I think something's big going on here, and we're going to go this. There's a couple of charts I want to cover. This is one of them. This middle chart right here is a weekly XAU gold ratio, and when that ratio moves up too fast or down too fast, it pushes the RSI to extremes, and the extremes are where turns happen in the market. I marked in red here the times when the RSI of the XAU gold ratio on the weekly time frame got above 70, and it works pretty well. This chart goes back to 2013. Last time we had a sell signal, I guess, was 2022. Went right into a buy signal. We had a buy signal last year. This is the blue circle, which is the RSI hitting below 30. But what I'm watching here is the current RSI. We're at 58.87 right now. It needs to get up around 70, and at that time this ratio has gone up too fast, too quick. And I think this ratio may get back to 0.85, which is basically the previous highs. What it does there, I'm not for sure. If it punches through, that's fine. If we don't, that might find resistance. But our current reading right now is 0.59. To get 0.085, this would be a huge rally in the XAU. I see. Actually, the pattern that may be forming here on XAU, to me, it looks like a head and shoulders bottom. This is the bottom down here. And if it is a head and shoulders bottom, it has an upside target 255. We're coming in around 178 right now. So I'm thinking this, and once you break this trend line right here, this blue trend line right here, you should see a sign of strength. So the market probably is going to get stronger before normally when you go against the resistance line to get through it, you need a sign of strength. Okay. And I think we're going to get through it. So what that implies, you're going to see a sign of strength. Sign of strength is big volume and big price spread. So I think that's what's going to happen here in the coming weeks. You're going to see actually the gold market actually get stronger rather than weaker. So it's going to be the biggest part of the rally is still in front of us. I'll put it that way. Sure. This is kind of a momentum chart, measures the momentum of the up-down volume. As long as it's above zero, it's in an uptrend, and the higher above zero, then there's more up volume than compared to down volume. So the percentage up volume goes up as this ratio goes up with it. So we're really strong right now. We're coming in around 18, close to 20 range. And so the internals of the XAU is actually really getting strong here. It's very seldom it gets above plus 20. Last time it did back in, looks like July 2019. So internals for the GDX is really strong right now. And I think it's actually going to continue. It's probably going to do a lot of this kind of a sideways pattern here. It's what happens in uptrends. It just stays above zero. And I think that's probably what's going to happen here. We're actually going to go quick because I want to get to a chart here. This is a chart that I think may develop. This is the monthly HUA, that's HUI index compared to GDX. I use HUI because it goes farther back than GDX. And it's a 12-year cycle between the equity market and the gold index market, or the gold stock market. And I'm thinking we're turning up here where HUI will outperform NDX, which is basically the NASDAQ stocks. And when this ratio is rising, then gold stocks are outperforming the NASDAQ stocks. And so since 2012, in general, this ratio has been going down, showing that NDX is outperforming the gold stocks. Well, so it's just kind of a 12-year cycle here. If you notice 2012, gold stocks were outperforming the index stocks. And now I think we may be turning up here where the gold stocks are starting to outperform the index stocks. And that actually has been true since about January 2024. And I also measure the ratio of this HUI to index. And so when it gets above RSI of 50, so like here, you know, it's this ratio RSI stayed above 50 for 12 years. I think we haven't been above it. We're kind of knocking on the door right now. We're above it, 55.79. But I'm thinking this ratio is going to get in the 50s range and stay in there. And so for possibly the next 12 years, there's a chance that gold stocks may outperform the index stocks. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be true. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because a lot of these stocks, this is a stock we talked about last Tuesday, I think it was. And a lot of these, this is one that's particularly strong, which is called GORE, I guess, is Gold Resources. And there's a huge sign of strength right here. You get that much strength, even back at this rally from here to here, you know, you compare the volume where it is right there, compare it is where right now, something big's going on here. So this is the beginning of something pretty really big, I guess. And you got the Bollinger Band starting to squeeze. That means once the Bollinger Band's starting to squeeze, that kind of is right before acceleration happens. When things become dead, the opposite occurs. When things become extremely lively, the opposite occurs. And so this market, far as GORE goes, we'll just call it GORE, has really gone nowhere since 2023.
Right.
Went from a buck basically down to, 30 cents. It's fairly narrow trading range, so it's getting ready to do something. With this much energy in the market, it suggests something big's coming to the upside. You know, can it fail? Yeah, there's always possibilities fail. But this is one of the strongest stocks I see out there, no matter you're looking at the equity market or you're looking at the gold market or anything. This is kind of an unusual pattern. So to me, this is a good find, I guess you might say. Will it work out? It's pretty, the probabilities say it will, but nothing's 100%. But it does look good going forward, because this stock really hadn't done anything since 2016 other than go down. And so for something, now we're at a value situation here where smart money, or somebody's buying it, and evidently smart money usually buys at bottoms and they sell at tops.
Yep.
And with this big of a rally that's going into the upside, if you compare what it's done here, there's no other time going back to 2015, which is 10 years, that this is much energy in the market that has happened to the upside. So I don't know. We'll wait and see, but it looks good. I think this is just the beginning. It's got a long ways to go from here, and so it could be another 12 years according to this chart. So I don't know. Could be something big happening. I did catch the big move back in 2000, and me and Tom O'Brien rode that to the moon.
Oh yeah.
So maybe this will happen again. Don't know. But so far, the setup is there. So we'll have to wait and see that works out.
Tim, thank you so much. That was just educational as always. We're looking forward to talking to you on Thursday, all right?
All right. Talk to you then. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Tim. Folks, if you stay right there, we'll be right back for a very short segment to wrap up the day.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. You watch the Tom O'Brien Show. We got a short segment going on here. Of course, we were just joined by Tim Ord of the Ord Oracle. He will be back on Thursday. We'll get some of your questions answered then. Look at Tesla. I mean, man, what a phenomenal movement to the upside on a sign of strength. You know, I mean, this blew past that kind of level here, or at least it's pushing into it with a lot of strength on a decent amount of volume, right? And that was its big gap up there from the Trump win. So, you know, what do we do now? I mean, probably the next move is to that 300 level, and if it can push through there pretty substantially, you're taking a look at like 350, right? Where it tried to keep, and it failed, and we came all the way down to about 217. Now, you're going to have Q1 delivery numbers, and it's going to depend what those really are, what the spin's going to be on it. Of course, they're pushing out a lot of legacy Model Ys at pretty steep discounts, but no doubt, I think there will be some kind of surge, especially from you know, the crowd that might support him politically. Of course, that needs to I don't think that could persists at all, but this is definitely a sign of strength in Tesla. I'm bearish on the equity, but I'm not going to, lie to myself and say that this isn't a lot of movement to the upside. Now, I'm still concerned that this is a ton of retail, right? And again, what we saw yesterday was essentially all the big retail stocks getting money. So, I don't know. You guys heard me speak about Tesla all the time. You guys know my thoughts. I don't know if that 488 price target made any sense. I don't know if the gap up from Trump made any sense, but a lot of this tends to be divorced from the fundamentals. So we'll see what happens with Tesla, but you are trading up 3.22% at 287.30, and it really did just wake up at the end of the day there. I mean, it was doing massive sell-off in the beginning of the day, probably people just getting out and taking profit, and we've been slowly moving. A lot of that volume, again, was during the sell-off, and you get some movement to the upside now. So, folks, thank you so much for joining me. It's always fantastic to have you guys come by. Thank you for listening to Basil and Tim. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. with Tommy O'Brien for the morning market kickoff. You don't want to miss it. He's going to be joined by Teddy Kickstad. Take care.